Hey everyone, this is Brian Drury of Overcoming Graduation, and today I want to share with you one of the best frameworks I have ever learned in terms of not just setting goals, but setting clear, actionable, measurable goals that you are more likely to achieve and you're better able to say, did you meet your goal or not by the end of it? So often, one of the biggest things I'm helping people with in the coaching and the mentoring I do is getting clear on what they really want, what are the action steps they need to take, and then what are the goals that we need to set to help them as those stepping stones towards that bigger, brighter vision of the future. Very often, the reason people feel like they haven't succeeded is because they didn't clearly set out what that goal was in the first place. Let's say someone set a goal to lose weight and they end up losing 20 pounds, which is amazing. They did a great job, they did it healthily, but they never clarified what the goal was. So they go, oh, maybe it should be 30. And they don't feel the success and they don't celebrate in the way they should because they never set that clear goal in the first place. So let's use that example of, I want to lose weight. That's often a goal that people will say they have. That's something that people will repeat over and over. So how do we make it more actionable, more clear, measurable, and something that we can use as a guiding principle to help us towards actually achieving that goal that we set out? We're going to do that by utilizing a framework called SMART goal setting. That's an acronym. It's SMART with periods in between. I realize I didn't need to say that because that's an acronym, but it is the SMART acronym. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's go into each one of those, and then we can take our example and turn it into a SMART goal. So initially we said lose weight, right? So specific means it's clear, it's binary, yes or no. Do you know what it is you're trying to do? Measurable, is there an element of quantification? Can we say we hit or exceeded that number or we didn't quite reach that number? Achievable. This is the step that takes a little bit of research. So if you said, I want to go from never running more than a mile in my life to running an ultra marathon tomorrow, and you do your research, you say, okay, I can't find any examples of that. That might be going too far. That might be stretching too far. Another example could be, I want to start a company with zero background, zero experience, zero product, and get it up in a week and make $100 million. Someone might go, okay, there may be one extreme example of that, but it's unlikely in terms of how companies typically go. And based off your research, you can say, is it realistic along with the time frame as well, which we're going to get to in a few letters. R is relevant. And one of the best descriptions of relevant I've seen is it within your scope of control? So let's say you worked at a corporation and you work in marketing and you set goals to modify how finance does their processes and make their processes more efficient. You didn't have control and you didn't have the ability to impact it. So it's not relevant to what you're actually able to impact. So when you're thinking about relevancy, think, is it something I have control over and can I actually impact this? The final letter is T for time bound. This gives you a time frame in order to achieve this goal. And this takes advantage of a concept called Parkinson's law, which states the time it takes to complete an activity expands to the amount of time we allot to it. And this is an amazing thing where if we give ourselves more time to achieve this, we'll spread it out over that time. But if we suddenly have a condensed time frame, we know we're leaving for vacation in 3 days, we've only got 2 days to get the work done, we somehow get it all done. That's because we're applying Parkinson's law. So let's take that original goal. I want to lose weight. Is it specific? No, not really. It's kind of losing weight. All right, I know where I'm at. Let's make it more specific and measurable. I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, great. It's specific and measurable. Now it's a weight loss goal. 10 pounds is exactly what we want. Let's move to A. Is it achievable? Well, that's going to depend on our research and the time frame. Again, 10 pounds in an hour or 10 pounds in 3 months. Very different in terms of achievability. Let's go to R. Is it relevant? Is it within my scope of control? Yes, I control my diet, my exercise, and the way I live my life. It's relevant. It passes that check. Finally, time bound. Let's say I want to lose 10 pounds over 2 months. Now, when we go back to achievable, totally achievable. You do your research, you talk to friends, you check things out online. You see this is a very possible goal to do in a healthy way that is sustainable. And that's another critical component of goal setting we don't have time to touch on in this video. And that's making sure the goals you set align with your values. That's something we'll discuss in a different video, but make sure to consider your values along with your goal setting. And a way to loop that all together and creating a SMART goal that aligns with your values is something like this. I want to lose 10 pounds over the next 2 months. Now there's your SMART goal. Here's how we add in the values. I want to lose 10 pounds over the next 2 months using diet and exercise in a healthy way that is sustainable. Now it's a lot of words and there's a lot to it, but it changes the frame so you're not doing a crash diet or just working yourself to death. You're doing it in a way that you can continue after the goal is complete. If this video was of value to you today, please share it out with your friends and following. And if there's someone that jumps to mind that you go, they could really use this today, please share it directly to them. And if you'd like help sticking to your goals, being more consistent, being more accountable, and having a group around you that motivates and supports you and is like-minded, which I know is one of the hardest things, is finding communities that share your desire to grow and develop. I'd love for you to check out Most Productive Hour. This is my daily accountability group I created to help people be more accountable, more consistent, and clearer on what they need to do day to day and get better at setting daily actionable goals so they can work towards their bigger, better, beautiful vision of their life. So if that sounds like it's a fit for you, please check out the link in the bio below. And that's going to be all for today. I love you all. Thanks for joining, and I'll be talking to you again real soon.